Hello, welcome everybody, welcome. This is a reading that I'm going to impose about. This is a reading for basically for March 28th of 2024 on a Thursday. This is a Thursday reading that I'm going to be willing to tell you. Um, this is very satisfying reading that I'm going to make sure because these are two different energies, and I'll tell you about them. There's an energy about how everything is, and there's a prompting of it. This is how you can take a risk. This is how you can take a gamble in some way, but there are several things that you're trying to learn and discover. You know, this is a very multitude of how it seems to be, and you have to remember how it goes because this is a way of how you can do it as long as you need to. I've been there for a couple few times where we get along and we get have a good day, have a nice day, whatever it is, right? But when we have a bad day or whatever, I'm going to see what's happening. So the last core mood in Leo is lighten up. So we're going to deal with fire sign, and we have full moon in Cancer. Let your fears dissolve. So we have a water sign and a fire sign. Now these two are different, elements, zodiac signs, whatever they are. But this is a very in tune situation. It's the way of how you can manifest your own situation, understand how it is. It could be a her or him in the situation, a man or a woman in this situation. But I'm going to see what the cards are going to go. So this is a very fine lining of how it goes and understand how it seems to be. I might do a Celtic cross, I might not, but it all depends on how it goes, right? So it seems to be how that is, but this is how a fine lining it is, right? Because normally this is a very well, you know, way of how it is, right? Because everything has to be all, you know, uh, combining into their own situation, you know? So this is how it goes. I hope that this is seems to be, and I hope that everyone will like this video. Give it a like, give it a comment, and I'll make sure that we are going to start off. It could be a Leo first, it could be a Cancer, but I'll do that. But you will see the Celtic cross when you do, and it's just how it seems to be. So we know how it goes. I have lots of tarot cards that I'm going to imply with, which means that I'm going to clarify and all that. Um, every card has been all shuffled and dealt with. I have oracle cards I'm going to do. There's playing cards. This is a whole entire story that I'm going to tell you. And it could be showing that it's going to be a very interesting reading, but it's very process, and I acknowledge that. So, with further ado, without any question, I understand that this is a very significant way of how it goes, and this is how it's going to be. This is a play-by-play situation. These are the oracle cards that you will see at almost the end of the video as well. So we're going to look at that as well. Um, so it seems to be how that is. But like I say, this is a very interesting reading of how it goes because normally it seems to be very exclusive and very interesting of how it seems to be. Knowing that this is a very like a mini pause situation, but this is how it kind of goes because whether or not if it's going to be a good reading or a bad reading, this is a very interesting way of how it seems to be, right? Because I think that everything has to be all tuned and all great, but this is a very fine line of how it seems to be. We always have to know exactly our strengths, our weaknesses, and you will see the cards eventually. but this is how it seems to be because, in other words, you have to remember that this is a fine lining and a strategizing way of how it is because if you look at this reading that you're going to look at very soon, this is a very different reading that I'm going to understand how it goes. So let's begin. So this reading here, so you have the Nine of Air, you have the Nine of Fire, you have the Three of Air, you have the Seven of Earth, you have the Renewal card, you have the Five of Fire, Five of Earth, and the Knight of Water. See, this is a way of how you can be understanding, right? Because, the wisdom to self-help from others, like that's how it seems to be. Sleepless nights, right? Expecting the worst. Great sadness, like you're saddening, right? But we don't know who's who in this situation, right? We don't know if it's the fire sign as the Leo over here or the Cancer sign that's the water sign over here. You know, it's the way of how you can process and acknowledge that, right? And this is a almost like a play-by-play situation, but roles can be acknowledged though, you know, um, because you see that, right? And when you see this, you think, okay, well, what's going on here? Now, Zoe Alex as a me, I'm telling you the whole entire get-go in this situation because you have to remember that this is a very significant reading, um, because you know if you believe in yourself, if you don't give up, if you review and evaluate a favorable assessment of the facts, time to move in a different direction, you see that, right? So this is a very significant reading. So I could be saying that this is a Leo situation. Now Leo can go first, that is the man, if it would be a Leo man, or who are you dealing with? Um, it's that promising way of how it seems to be. Hang on, let me put these over here for a second. So let's start with Leo, okay? Because I'm going to talk about Leo and then we're going to talk about Cancer after. So Leo has this mobility. If Leo has the water signs, the air signs, the fire signs, he he only has basically, the 12 zodiac signs in his picture. Now, not to be you know, not to be frank with you, not to understand about that, but there are several things that you must learn, and progress and progress and progress is the way of how opportunity is. This is almost like a time frame, but it's not really a time frame. You have to know the basics. You know how it is. It's like finding a recipe and bake something like a birthday cake or something. You have all the ingredients, you have everything else, right? And you put those into perspective, right? And if the cake rises, well, it's gonna be good. If the cake doesn't rise, well, then you messed up, right? But anyway, that's my sense of humor. Okay. But anyway, there is a way of how to acknowledge that where you can enjoy what's happening, and this is like almost like a two-way street, but it's not a two-way street. This is a very significant reading of how it goes, because there's you have to go from left, middle, and right. There's always different stories here, but let's see how it goes, right? So anyway, let's continue. So you see this and you think, okay, well, everything is. Now, here's the thing. I'm going to basically, what's the word I'm looking for? I'm going to clarify. Clarify, I'll see what's happening. But this is a reading for you, Leo, right? So I'll put the card here for, well, you can't see the Leo yet, but you already know it's Leo right now. And then I'll switch it to Cancer. So Leo as the man has the situation where it could be this, okay? So we know how that is. It's almost like a fear factor. So I want to see what's happening because I want to see how everything is. Now, you don't see all this because it's going to be a, all these cards are going to come up, and this is like almost like a play-by-play situation because you know for a fact that this is a way of how it seems to be, right? It plummets the whole situation. Now, I don't know what plummet means, but you can look it up on the internet. So let's see how it goes for Leo. Okay, so the Five of Swords, that's reversed. So I know that Leo doesn't have any conflict. So that's recommended that he doesn't have that. The King of Swords is upright, so he could be dealing with another air sign, so like, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius in some way. Secondly, he has the Wheel of Fortune is upright, so he has good luck on his side. And, it's very, very good about that. Other one, he has the Four of Pentacles. That's upright. So let's see about that. And then he has the Queen of Cups reversed. So I want to clarify that card. And he has the Three of Swords that's upright. So which means that he, as in the fire sign, he could be, you know, crying or he could be not happy. He could be, so there are things that you must learn, right? He is having good luck, and I can tell that. But this is a very significant reading because now he wants to know, you know, once I'm going to clarify the Five of Swords reversed, the Queen of Cups reversed. I want to see how that goes because in this reading here, it looks all good, right? But not necessarily because this is a reverse card, this is a reverse card. So there could be different ways. So I want to clarify. I'm going to clarify that card and this card for Leo. The world that's upright, so he has completion. So he's completing something. And he has the Page of Cups that's upright. So he understands that he could be dealing with another water sign. So he could be dealing with another Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio in some way. So he understands that perfectly. Now, this is a good reading so far, right? Because he understands that he could have all these other zodiac signs underneath that he can see, right? So this is a very prompting reading, okay? Now, this is not over yet because I want to know what's happening, okay? So there are both sides of a story here. I want to check it out. I want to check out that card. Check out that card. I want to check out that card. That card. That card. One more. That card. Let's see. This one is, so he has the Page of Pentacles that's reversed to prospects. So it's reversed. Okay. Next one, he has 10 Pentacles as well. So it's reversed. Interesting. He has the 9 Pentacles that's reversed. So the Comfort. Also, he's not happy. Interesting. I want to check that out. Let's see. The 8 of Pentacles reversed is perfection. So the reverse of perfection. Perfection. This one is the 7 of Pentacles reversed. So there's vision. So he doesn't have any vision. This is very messed up. 6 of Pentacles reversed is kindness is reversed. Okay, this is very interesting. So he doesn't have any kindness. He's acting all mean and rude. I can tell that. I can really understand that. So I know if you hear me a little bit kind of pissed off, really, like to get all angry, I didn't like that in some way because when they're reverse cards, it kind of bangs me. It's like, okay, Zodiac Song Tilt. Now, for all of you who don't know what tilt is, tilt means in poker terms is mad, right? But I'm mad about the tarot situation. I'm mad that there was something that was kind of, make me all frustrated. And this is a frustration situation about, the reverse of kindness. It's reversed, right? And yes, it is annoying. Yes, it is. But there are several things that you're trying to decide about how it is, right? This is like a almost like a locomotion situation, but it's not really that. You have to remember that this is a prepared about what's going to happen next. This is how it seems to be. So if you see this as a different reading, you know how it is, right? Because this is very different. Okay. So we know how that was. We know how that was seems to be for Leo. Because right now I'm talking about Leo here as the fire sign. So we know about how that was. This is very interesting. So this is almost like a give and take situation because now we have to figure this out, right? Because we know how everything is in that time frame. So I want to check these cards out because I put these cards away. So I want to see what was happening. And all these cards are already shuffled. So I want to see what's happening with that. So I want to see. Okay, so he has the Nine of Swords reversed. He has the Eight of Swords reversed. The Six of Swords is upright. Okay. Next one. The King of Swords is upright. Okay. The Five of Swords is upright. Really? Oh my lord. And last one over here. He has the Hermit that's upright. Okay, so now he has conflict, I can tell. Because that's the Five of Swords, right? It was reversed over here, so now it's upright here. Okay. Now I know that Leo is upset right now because now he's dealing with conflict. Conflict is a bad, bad term. It's a bad relationship. Okay. And when it is, it's very does, right? Because it's taunting, it's very naive, it's very crucial. And you look at this, right? You look at how bad it is. So I can understand that, right? I can understand how it needs to be because this is a good reading so far. So you see how this is going to go, right? Now you think, okay, well, we're going to clarify. Now I'm going to clarify the Knight of Swords. They have swords, I want to see how it is. But then having conflict, now that's really interesting, isn't it? Yeah, it is. So you can see that in a different way. You see that as a, interesting of how it goes. So I want to see what this card is. This card is. Okay, so the King of Pentacles is upright. So he could be a working man. He could be that. And this is a Three of Pentacles reversed. So he doesn't have a third party in this situation. Now that's good. So he already is trying to look for his soulmate. He's kind of like, getting pissy, getting pissed off, saying, "Where's my soulmate? Where's my soulmate? I need a soulmate," right? And it's very fascinating because now he doesn't have a third party. He understands that. This is a, hum and haw situation, but this is a very interesting way. Let's see what's that card is. Okay, so he has the Seven of Wands reversed. Wow, interesting. Okay. What's also about that card, please? The Four of Swords reverse, which means that he's not resting. He thinks that I want to get my person. I want to, but then he's having conflict, right? So he's having conflict with himself, and he's thinking about something, So this is like a very interesting reading, isn't it? Right? Yeah. So he can see that as a different way. So he understands that there was something happening. He understands that there was, lots of things are going on. So I want to see what stops about that card, please. The Five of Wands is upright. Yeah, see, he understands that he needs to know what's happening. Like he understands that he's talking, he wants to know what's going on. He could be playing sports, he could be playing football, whatever it is, right? And he has that situation. He knows how it goes because, like I say, I'm talking about he as Leo, right? He is a good guy to understand that. And he understands how this is going to be all seem to be all great. But then you think, well, this is not as I expected, right? Because you think that there was something massive. He thinks that there was something going on, right? And these things happen as they go along. It's you're having conflict with yourself. You're getting annoyed. You're getting pissy. You're getting yourself all wound up. And negativity is bad, right? And you're trying to not show off. You're trying to do what you can and know what happens. And this is how it seems to be. But let's keep going, shall we? So this is how it's going to go. Right now you know how it is. Right now you know that this is a very interesting because you know what the cards were. He didn't have, you know, uh, money. He didn't act very kindless. So it means that he was very unhappy because conflict here, that's how it is, right? So I want to see what was happening between that card, this card, this card, and this card. So let's see. Okay, so the tower is reversed, which means that he has no transformation, right? Like he doesn't have any chaos and all that. The devil that's reversed is obsession. He's not feeling obsessed. That's interesting. And now the Three of Wands is communication. Well, he doesn't have any communication. That's very interesting. And this one over here, the Fool, is change. He doesn't have change. This is very interesting. So he doesn't have transformation. He doesn't have communication. He doesn't have obsession. He doesn't have change. This is very interesting because now this is all odd, isn't it? Yes, it is. So it's very odd to understand how it was. Because now he thinks that there was something happening. So that's what I'm saying. He as Leo. Now we're going to look at Cancer coming up, just to let you all know. And then we're going to do Oracle cards and everything else. So let's see. So we have the Strength card that's upright for Leo, right? Because he understands that he's having strength. He understands that there was mobility. He understands how it all went. The Six of Cups reversed. That's interesting for that. Hmm. And he has the Eight of Swords that's upright. So he's having like anxiety, or there was something that was trembling him, like he wasn't happy at all. And the Knight of Swords is upright, which means that he's having victory on his side. So he could be, dealing with, another fire sign like Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. He could be dealing with Gemini, Libra, Aquarius as the air signs. so he understands what was happening, right? Because if he acknowledges, that's how it is, right? So you see how it goes. But let's keep going. So I want to see what was happening with this card. Ah, the magician is reversed, which means he has no skill. He doesn't have no skill. Oh my god. Oh my god, that's hilarious. He doesn't have no skill. Ah, because in my own defense, you know, this is so funny. He doesn't have no skill, no communication, nothing. And because this is how insane it is. It's really insane. Why? Let me explain. Because if you are looking for a soulmate, if you're having conflict, if you're having conflict with yourself, like you're talking to yourself and saying, I need a woman, oh, I need this, I need that, and then you're having basically, the cards are telling me that you have no skill. Really? You don't have no skill? Yeah, see, you get the whole entire expression. Yeah, because when you have no skill, it means that you have no situation whatsoever. No situation. And if you're a Leo sign out there, who's a man or a woman in this situation, you understand that this is a interesting way of how it goes. But having no skill, really? No skill? Like really? Anyway, this is how it is. And I hope that you enjoy this Leo reading because this is how it seems to be. I will go to the next one of the Cancer. You will look at that as well. But this is insane. This is really insane because now you know that there was something happening in this situation. You know, so you can see how it is. But I want to clarify this skill part. I want to clarify. I want to clarify. And let's see. The chariot. Yeah, is that right? Yeah, because he understands that he's going to think to himself that he's going to act like he wants something and he's going to go after it, right? Because he understands about this is almost like a two-way street, right? And this is how it is, right? So this is how it seems to be. So this is a good reading so far, right? Because I hope that this reading helps you, but we're not over yet. We are not over just yet because I want to see what was happening through the Cancer situation. Then we're going to add everything up, and this is like huge reading by the way. So you know you have to remember that this is like a huge reading by the way because this is huge. I never used this whole entire reading before. So if you've seen the video to be longer as it should be, that it shouldn't be, um, this is how it goes because this is the reading that I want to show you about. So this is all right in this pile here. This is all Leo. This is all Leo. Okay, the man side. Okay, so we know that he doesn't have any skill. He doesn't have anything else, right? And that's Leo that I'm talking about. Now Cancer is going to be interesting. So we're going to see if Cancer has a different way of how it is. Because, this is a funny reading, by the way. So you can give it a like, give it a comment if you want. But anyway, yeah, so it is. Okay? So now we're going to look at the lady as Cancer. Okay? We're going to look at her. Now, if you see me talking about him or her, I'm talking about the individual. I'm talking about the man, the woman, the situation. Okay? So the women could have the same zodiac signs as the man here, as the Leo, right? So this is a very interesting way. Now, what I did with the cards, I start with these, didn't I? Yes. So I'll put them into perspective, right? Because I want to see, I'm going to clarify as well. Because this is a funny reading. So if you know that this is a funny reading, give it a like, give it a comment if you want. But this is so true. Okay, it could be true, it could be not, but this is a lovely reading so far. So we have the Knight of Wands is upright for Cancer, followed by, okay, the Star that's reversed. Ah, interesting. So I want to clarify that card. Other one is the Ace of Wands that's reversed. And then you have the Hierophant that's upright. You have the Knight of Swords is upright. And last one, you have the King of Pentacles that's upright. Okay, so you could be the working woman in that situation, but I want to clarify. I want to clarify the Star card and the Ace of Wands. Now, this is a good picture here. This is very interesting. And, I'm kind of happy for it. But this is like a interesting reading. Let's see. Okay, so you have the Knight of Swords reversed. So you have the Knight of Swords is upright, so now you have the Knight of Swords that's reversed. And then you have the Ten of Swords is upright. Okay, so feeling the burdens, not having a great day. Okay, so we understand how it goes, right? And you think how, interesting it is. And you think, okay, well, everything's all peaceful. Well, not necessarily, because now I want to clarify. And I love clarifying, I do. Because I want to see what was happening. Because like I say, this is a way of how it is. This is a two-way story here, right? Because there was one that who's not communicating, who has no skill, that's the Leo man. The Cancer woman, as that way, is all different, right? Do you see the difference? Yes, you do. But let's keep going. So you see how this is a, interesting way of how it goes, right? So we know how it is, we know how it seemed to be, and now I want to clarify the Knight of Swords reverse because she was having victory, now she doesn't have victory. That's interesting. So I want to clarify with that card, please. He is the Knight of Pentacles who's upright, so now she's having victory now. Right? So now there's both victories, but then she's feeling the burdens, right? Because there was something that was happening. There was too much that was going on, right? And it's very interesting of how it goes. So now you think, okay, well, this is gonna pass. It's not really gonna pass because now we know that there was something happening. So I want to clarify. I want to clarify this card here, this card here, this card here, and this card here. Now this is kind of interesting. Okay, so yeah, the Five of Pentacles is insecurity. Ah, so the woman's feeling insecurity. Oh, this is okay. All right. We have the Temperance is healing. Ah, okay, so she's insecurity healing. And now we have the Death that's reversed is release. So she doesn't want to end of a cycle. She doesn't want to do that. And this one over here is the Knight of Wands reversed. Immaturity. That's reversed. Okay. So she doesn't want immaturity. She's not being immature. Alright, so we know how that was. But still, this just seems to be very interesting of how it goes. Okay, so I can see I can see something that was very interesting, very odd, but there was a way of how it was. I'm not trying to laugh, but I am because this is very interesting. So we have the devil that's reversed. So she's not acting like she's having obsession. Now that was Leo, right? Remember that? He's not acting like obsession. She's not acting like it's obsession. But the Three of Cups is upright, so which means that she could be related into a relationship. Like it could be a long-term relationship, it could be a short-term relationship. But then she's feeling the burden, right? And now she thinks, well, now what's the use? What's the use if she's thinking that there's the devil here? That's reversed, right? Because she, as the Cancer that I'm going to show you, is where she's trying to figure out what's happening. Okay, so we understand how it is. This is a good reading so far. What's upset about that card, please? It's the tower that separates. So now she's having chaos. Oh wow. So she's having chaos. He of Leo doesn't have chaos. So he understands that. But she is having chaos. She's thinking, I forget this, I hate this, I don't know what to do, I hate my life or whatever. And she's saying that. That's what the cards are telling me. And this is a very interesting way. Now she thinks that there was something happening. She thinks that there was something wrong, and you know, this could be a true story or not a true story, but there is a back and forth situation, right? And this is a way of how it is. This is like maybe a play-by-play situation. There could be several things that you're trying to learn from one person to another person, and you're trying to guide yourself together. You're trying to meet at, meet in the middle, right? Because you have to, compromise and contrast and everything else, right? It's a combination of how it is, right? Because you see this, right? Because she's having insecurity, and she's having healing. Like she understands that, right? And that's how it was. So this is a good reading so far. This is a good reading so far because now we know that there was a opportunity here. This is the way of how it goes, right? Because it's promoting that situation, right? So this is a good reading. It's making sense, but it kind of makes me laugh because it's funny, right? So I want to see what is happening. That card there. So what's happening with the friendship? Look at that. So we have the strength card that's reversed is bravery. Like she doesn't have any bravery. Interesting. And she has queen. Okay, so charisma. So that's Queen of Wands for you. Okay. So we know that there was something that was happening, but she doesn't have bravery. That's very interesting. That's very odd. No bravery. Hmm. Something is very odd in this picture. Something is very odd. What's upset about bravery? The Eight of Swords reverse is anxiety. Ah, so she doesn't have anxiety. She doesn't have bravery. Okay, so I understand that perfectly well. Okay, so this could be a sandstone situation. There could be lots of things that was happening. What's else about that card, please? The High Priestess is upright. Okay. Hmm. So we know that this was like almost like a mini pause situation. I can see it. I can see now how everything is combining together, you know? What's up about that card, please? Page of Cups that's reversed. Okay. Is there something happening that I'm trying to think? What's up about that card, please? The Eight of Wands is upright. Like she understands that she wants to travel because she wants to see her man as the Leo and they could be compatible with each other, you know. Yeah, see, this is almost like a vision. A vision is what the vision does. And, you know, remember what it said is that Leo doesn't have vision. Remember that? Yeah. See, so whenever you look at this reading, you think, okay, there was something was happening, right? Because there are, you know, there are two sides of a situation here, two sides of a story, right? You look at it, right? Because remember, I'm talking about Cancer here, right? I'm talking about her. Okay, so you can see that as a situation here. Because if you look at this huge reading, you think, okay, this is massive. Yes, it is. But it's not over yet until it's over. So I want to see what was happening. Okay, so let's see. The King of Cups reversed. The Empress is upright. Okay, okay. The High Priestess is upright. The Queen of Wands reversed. The Nine of Pentacles reversed. And the Eight of Pentacles is upright. So which means that she's thinking about her career. But now the Empress shows up, which means that she could be pregnant, she could be having a baby or something like that, right? So she understands how this is kind of interesting of how it is, right? So you think that this is a very interesting reading so far. So now we know that there was a clear picture about this Empress, right? Because it's the way of how it kind of interesting though is everything has to be all smashed together, right? Because we're going to add Leo's story and the woman's story at the same time, right? And remember that these cards over here, you know, are going to stay, right? So we know how that is. And I'll add the oracle cards, playing cards, the dice until the end of this whole entire video, okay? But anyway, so this is a very interesting reading, right? This is a very interesting prompting reading, right? And this is how it kind of is because everyone has to be all good, right? This is how it seems to be. Well, so also that card, this card, and this card here. Okay, so you have the Eight of Wands that's reversed. So there was speed. So there's no speed for her. So basically, she could be slowing down. Maybe there was something that was happening. The Seven of Wands reversed is resilience. So she doesn't have any resilience. That's interesting. And this one over here is the Six of Wands reversed, is achievement. She doesn't have no achievement. Oh wow, interesting. So no speed, no resilience, no achievement. So this is kind of like almost like maybe not a messed up reading, but it kind of tries to figure this out, right? It's the way of how, how interesting it goes. This is a good reading so far. I always keep saying that, but it's good. It's very good. And let's see, the Emperor is upright. So she could be thinking that Leo was her man. Maybe she was thinking that there was something that was happening. The Page of Wands reversed. Okay. And we have the World that's reversed. Which means that she has no completion whatsoever. Nothing. Right? Because she thinks that she's, you know, there was something that was shocking. There could be shocking news that she didn't want to tell Leo what was happening. Right? And this is very interesting. Right? This is like a subtitle moment where everything is like a mini pause, right? Because you stop everything what you're doing and then you're just waiting, right? So it's kind of like that aspect. What was happening with that card? What was happening with this card? The Five of Wands reversed is chaos. So she didn't have any chaos, I believe, right? And then the Four of Wands reversed is celebration. She's not feeling any celebration right now. That's interesting. Okay. There's something interesting about this reading so far, because this is the way of how it goes, right? Because this is how it remains, right? It's the society of how it is, right? So this is interesting so far. So I want to see what was opposite with that card. What was opposite about this card here? The Five of Cups, that's reversed. Yeah, she still wants to be Leo. Like she wants to want Leo at some point. Page of Swords reversed. Yeah, she needs to remember that there was something that was happening. Now, this just seems to be very strange, but it's very kind of, not going to say bamboozled, no. But this is how everything has to be all smashed together, right? So we see this as an opportunity. We see it as a wonderful act, you know, because you see it, right? You see how prompting it was. So I want to see what stuff's about that card, what stuff's about this card. This one is the Six of Swords. Is that right? So she could be acknowledging him. She maybe thinks that, okay, there was some kind of fight. And this was like after the fight, right? This is the Five of Swords is after the fight of the Six of Swords, right? So she could be dealing with that. And the moon, it's upright, so she has the moon energy because she knows that there was something that was kind of, interesting of how it was. So you can see this as a wonderful feeling. This is a very interesting way because now you think that everything is unfolding, right? And you think how it was because it's unwise and uncertain of how it is. Because I want to see what's opposite of the moon card. For Cancer, the Three of Swords, that's reverse. Okay. So I understand how that was. What's up about that card, please? For Cancer. The Knight of Cups, that's reversed. So there was no romance. Hmm. Then why would I think that she's pregnant with the Empress? Why? Why was there was some kind of interesting of how it was. Maybe she was having maternity leave. It could be that for Cancer that I'm talking about. It's a very assertive reading, isn't it? Yeah, because see, if you think there was something that was involving, why would that be how it is? Or how is it going to be unfolding? Let's see that. What's up about that card, please? The King of Wands reverse. Yeah, see, she's trying to figure this out. It's the way of how satisfying it is. Yeah. Let's see what's obvious about that card, please. The High Priestess that's reversed is inner voice. So she didn't have any inner voice. Wow. This is like maybe a point blank situation. Maybe she thought that she was pregnant and then now everything just probably confuffled. Maybe there was something that was bamboozled. Interesting. Interesting. What talks about that card, please? Queen of Swords that's reversed. Still thinking about that. Still thinking that there was something that was involving that. What talks about that card, please? The Five of Cups that's reversed. Okay. One more. What's else about that card? The Cancer. But like Cups is upright. So she knows that she's having victory because she's trying to tell him that she's not pregnant, she's not. And there are several things that you're trying to decide. This is like almost like a mini pause situation, but then you look at it and think, well, this is very tough to do it, right? This is very, awkward and very interesting of how it is, right? And this is a very play-by-play situation, right? Because whether it seems to be good or bad, you have to look at what's happening. Yes, when I said the Empress card that looks like, she's pregnant as Cancer, she could be acting like that. She could be like saying, okay, I want Leo, I'm in love with him, whatever. But she's not acting like there was something that was happening. Maybe she was being unkind to him. Maybe there was not very much of communication. There was something that was, you know, unrealistic, you know. And this is very interesting because I'm laughing to myself, I'm laughing to all of you because the reading does make sense, but it doesn't make sense. Yeah, okay. Because in my own interpretation of this whole entire reading, one way makes sense, the other way, no, right? Because you're trying to tell the truth. You're trying to not, be mean, being optimistic, being pessimistic, whatever it is. And it's the way of how you can try to improve yourself wisely about there was something happening. Two t- now two sides of a situation have to be like that, right? And this is very truthful. You have to look at it from both ways of a situation where, yes, there was one person who was acting all nice. That person is saying, ah, forget this. There's no communication. There's nothing. I'm not going to talk to you. But then you think that if the Empress was that she was acting like she was pregnant, why would she think that she's pregnant? She's not pregnant. Yeah, see, it doesn't make any sense, right? Because this is a formative reading. Now, you can give it a like, give it a comment if you want, but this is a very prompting reading because it seems to be funny to all of you, and it could be. But you decide what was happening because this is a very truthful situation of how this was. Now, I'm not going to add the oracle cards yet or anything else, but I'm going to keep telling you what was happening because this is very interesting of how it is. Okay, so now what we're going to do now, I'm going to add everything up. I'm going to do the what I did for Leo, right? So I'll add all the cards up. Then I'm going to smash them together, and it's going to be a big, huge reading, like huge, huge, huge. So just to let you know, and then I'll add the oracle cards, the playing cards, the dice, whatever, and then this is going to be the huge reading. So this is a Thursday reading, and this is very interesting because I hope that all of you can laugh, your minds out, laugh as you can because this is a huge funny reading. Obviously, it is, but I'm going to continue. Okay, so this is how it is. Okay, because this is a one way or another. But this is very funny reading. Because all the cards that are underneath here, they still be the same. Okay. So you can see this as a different way, So she can think that she's winning, but obviously she's not, right? And now all these cards will go into a different way now, because now we understand that, because we're going to look at the guy's side, we're going to look at the woman's side. So these cards will be right now, you know, we already looked at these. So we know that every single person who's the Cancer woman, the Leo man, they both have 12 zodiac signs in the picture. Okay, so fire signs, earth signs, air signs, and water signs. Okay, so they have that in that situation. Okay, so I'm going to do the oracle cards not right now, but sooner than later. So I want to see this. I just want to see because this is a interesting of how it kind of is, because this is a very fine lining. This is like how truthful, how dignity, how it is, and this is a very interesting reading because you think, okay, well, this is almost messed up, and it is messed up, but then you think, no, it's not. So you think how it is because this is how it goes. This is like a play-by-play situation. So I'm going to look at the man's side. The man could be on the bottom of the cards, but then you see these will be on top, okay? So this is the man for Leo, okay? So we have the King of Pentacles is upright. We have the Nine of Swords reversed. We have Page of Pentacles is prosperous, like he doesn't have any money situation. He has the World card, so he has the completion. The Five of Swords, he doesn't have any conflict, I can tell. Then he has the Five of Wands is upright. The Four of Swords reversed. Like he knows that he doesn't have, he's not taking a break. He's not, so he's like trying to understand that. It's not a third party situation. The Eight of Swords reversed, so he doesn't have any conflict or anxiety. The Ten of Pentacles reversed, like he has no wealth, like no money whatsoever. But he has the King of Swords is upright. He has the Chariot that's upright. And then he has his more cards too. He has no skill. I'm laughing. Then he has the Six of Cups that's upright, or reverse, I mean. Then he has no obsession. Swords is upright. Then he has no no perfection whatsoever. Yes, the Four of Pentacles is upright. Knight of Swords is upright. He has no change. He's not going to change his mind. The Hermit is upright because he wants to find a soulmate. Then he doesn't have any kindness. So he could be acting all mean and rude and now he has heartbreak because he could be having, you know, um, he could be feeling sad, heartbroken. Eight of Swords is upright, so he's thinking that there was something that was happening to him. Then there was no communication whatsoever. No communication. Because he's not going to communicate. Then he thinks that, okay, well, now I'm going to act like I have, conflict already. And he's having conflict. Then the Seven of Pentacles reversed. He doesn't have no vision. Didn't I say that before? Yes. He has no vision. Page of Cups is upright. Yeah. The Queen of Cups reversed. He has the Strength card. He has no transformation whatsoever. He has the Six of Swords is upright. Nine of Pentacles is he has no comfort. And lastly, he has the Wheel of Fortune, means he has good luck on his side. So this is all Leo. This is the Leo man situation. Okay, so we know how that was. Now the woman's side, as in Cancer, now I'll put her as in over here. I'll put her as right here. So we know that there was the Emperor. Then she has E1's reversed. There was no speed. Yeah, there was no speed. No. King of Cups reversed. Our Pentacles is insecurity. So she has to be having security, right? Because she understands that. Nine of Wands is upright. So she could be dealing with another, Leo, Aries, Sagittarius. The Empress card. So she could be pregnant or not pregnant. The Eight of Wands is upright. So she could be traveling. The Page of Cups reversed. The High Priestess is upright. Then she has the Eight of Swords reversed, which means she has no anxiety. She has no bravery as the Strength card. That's very interesting. The Knight of Pentacles is upright. She could be having victory on her side. The Knight of Swords, yeah, still the same as victory. As having no victory, but that's how it was. The Star, oops, that's reversed. The Six of Swords is like, I think it was upright, I believe. Yeah, it was. There's more to this. There's more. The Five of Cups, that's reversed. Yeah. There was no chaos. As in the Five of Wands. Like she didn't have any chaos whatsoever. Page of Wands reversed. The Resilience. She didn't have any resilience. The Queen of Wands reversed. Temperance, so she's healing right now. Because there was something that was bothering her. The Hierophant is upright. So she could be trying to be like the hero. She's saying, okay, well, I want to do this. The Empress. The High Priestess, I mean. So she was acting like that. She has the burdens, actually. Because there was something that was too much on her plate. The Ace of Wands reversed, which means she has, no beginning, nothing right now. Eight Pentacles is upright, which means that she's feeling like she's having, her career and everything else. She could be having charisma as the Queen of Wands. The Three of Cups is upright. Yeah, see, she wants to be, maybe having a relationship, or it could be that. The Knight of Wands reversed is immaturity. She doesn't want to be acting like an immature. She's not acting like an immature. The King of Pentacles is upright, which means that she could be a working person. The Knight of Cups is upright, so she could be like having, victory on her side. The Five of Cups, that's reversed. There was something happening. The Queen of Swords reversed. So she didn't want to have any victory on her side right now. The High Priestess is inner voice, so she didn't want inner voice right now. She didn't want any inner voice. Like she was acting like she had inner voice. That was upright card, but then she has no inner voice. King of Wands is upright, is reversed. Yeah, so she's thinking there was something happening. The Knight of Cups reversed is romance. There was no romance whatsoever. There was no romance because there was a how it was. The Three of Swords reversed. There was something that was uh, understanding how it was. The Moon card, she had the moon energy, like she had energy on her side. The Page of Swords reversed. Yes. And then she has the Four of Wands is reversed, which means there was no celebration whatsoever. She wasn't acting like she was pregnant or anything like that. She was just being like a know-it-all because she wants to know everything about Leo. And Leo was saying, I forget this. Because she didn't have any completion. She had no completion whatsoever. And then she decided, well, the Six of Wands comes out. She didn't have any achievement. She like failed at it. She thinks that there was something that was a fail. Then Nine of Pentacles, that's reversed. Like she thought that everything was bad intake. Then she had chaos. Like she had the Tower. There was something that was, you know, bad, and you know, she didn't act like having obsession. She wasn't feeling like there was something obsessed. And then she had the Devil again. The Death again is released. She didn't have any release of, you know, new beginnings or endings. And lastly, she had the Knight of Swords is upright, which means that she had victory on her side. But you know, this is like almost like a play-by-play situation because there was a amount of knowing what to do, you know, and whether it seems to be good or bad, you have to know about that, right? Because you know how everything has to be all great, you know, because this is how it is, right? This is not an ending, but it seems to be that, right? But we're almost done with this reading. We're almost done. So this is how it is, right? Because this is a very interesting of how it seems to be. Because we know for a fact, we know how it all began, right? Because this is a very situation. This is like it could be a play by play, you know, how it was and how it seems to be. Because, you know, if you have nothing to do, if you have something and, you know, you say, okay, well, everything seems to be fine. Yes, it is. But this is like a shocking situation because everything has to be all fit and, you know, how everything was. Because like I say more, it's like you do whatever you want to do, but then you think to yourself, am I doing the right job? Am I doing it the wrong way? You know, and you think about it as a wonderful feeling, right? Because this is like almost like the ending, but it's not really the ending, you know, because this just keeps going. So I want to see what these oracle cards are going to say. Between a man and a woman. Like I say, the Cancer is over here, that's the woman, the man's over here. Okay. So I want to see what the cards are. So the man has, you're safe and protected, as the wolf is saying. Yeah, because that's how it was, right? Because she thinks there was something happening. Like she thinks there was something happening. And like, Kyle, learn from your mistakes. Yeah, see, she was acting like, oh, I'm pregnant, and she wants the center of attention. See, now everything does make sense, okay? Because now you could be laughing your minds out right now because now she learned a very valuable lesson where if you made a lie and you say to your person who's a Leo and you're saying I'm pregnant, why would you have to say learn from your mistakes? It doesn't make any sense, doesn't it? No, no, because she wants to be the center of attention. Yeah, yeah, God. It's really not the same. It's really not the same because now you're trying to figure out that you did something wrong. You shouldn't have. You know, this is how it was. This is how it's like a play by play situation. Really, it is a play by play. And it is true. It is because now you know that there was something that was happening, right? But this was like a fear factor. There was how it was. Like this is a big, huge reading, by the way, but it's huge. So I want to see what months this was because this book, this oracle, Leonard Lenormand oracle, it would tell you the months, you know. So this was very interesting. I don't know what month this was, but this was hilarious. So I'm just gonna put it right here, and I'll read you it before I tell you the oracle cards that you will see in a minute. Okay, so number 11. Let's see what that card is. So number 11 is comprehension, uh, volatile discussion, backbiting, legal questions, and suspect. So timing is from 11th to the 20th of April. Wow, really? Wow. So this was April. This was could be last year. It could be this year. It could be. Are you kidding me? Advice is close your ears to gossip. Keep going straight. Don't let anyone condition your values or projects. What in the world is going on here? So this was in April. Really? Ay caramba. So this was in April. So let me try to think of this. There was money, there could be. So there could be position 3 as unexpected events. It could be letter C is annoyance and setbacks during a business trip. Interesting. A situation is about to deteriorate. Yeah, see, it could be that. See, this is why it seems to be very interesting because this rating here does make sense. It does. So we know about how it was. And then let's see what the oracle cards were saying. So I don't want to read you all the oracle cards, but I'm gonna tell you these 3 oracle cards that I'm going to read you. These other ones, well, you will see them right now. So envy, I am the same as everybody, but with different challenges. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Regret, I know that I cannot change the past. Yeah, exactly. And lastly, gratitude. I am thankful for this life and the opportunities that it presents. Yep, exactly. Because you think before you act. You know, this was a interesting way of how it was. Because this is a huge reading, by the way. This is huge. And so this is like almost a back and forth situation. This was how it seems to be. You know, you learn from your mistakes. You did what you can, and you know you're being fooled. You know, you're acting like a fool. You're acting like there was something happening, right? Because you know you could have soul solitude, stand up your ground, and strength. Like this is how it is. So I'll put it here for here, this one here, and here, right? So you see how this was all began, right? Like it makes sense, but then it doesn't make any sense. But I want to see what the universe is saying. So I want to see it is. And then I'm going to give you, did I say the playing cards? I did. And then the dice. Well, yeah. So the playing cards will come up. So I want to see what's happening. So who was in this situation? So I'm going to do one card. The Ten of Diamonds is Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus. So it could be that. So what was the universe is saying? I just want to break this up because I want to see what the universe is saying between the man and the woman. So I'll put the Ten of Diamonds over here for a second. So I just want to, not trying to flip up these cards, but I want to see what's happening. This is going to be the end of the video. Oh, and the dice, sorry. I'll do that too. Universe is saying the King of Swords reversed, so there was no knowledge. There was no knowledge whatsoever between the Leo and the Cancer as the woman, right? Because they didn't act like there was something that was, wrong with them and there was something that was happening. The Queen of Swords reversed is there was no independence. Wow. And the last one is the Knight of Swords reversed. There was no drama. Yeah, that's true. That was true. Yeah. Okay. So we know that there was something that was happening. But I want to see. Give me some upright cards that represents this, please, from the universe of Cancer and Leo. Okay, so the Ten of Swords reversed. There's no conclusions. You have the Nine of Swords reversed. There's no trauma. Wow. And lastly, you have the Seven of Swords reversed. There's no deceit. Like no, there was no bad that was happening. Yeah, see, this is very untrue. This would be true or untrue, but this was how it was. Okay, I want to see what's else about these three cards here. And then I'll do the dice. The Seven of Swords is upright, yeah, because there was something happening between them. Two of Swords, so she doesn't know which direction she's going to take, left or right, you know. And lastly, the Moon, that she had energy, that she still has it, right? So there was something that was happening in this situation, right? Because this is like a play-by-play situation. The universe is saying that there was something that was wrong to this situation. There was something wrong, and I want to see what's the upright cards for. between a Leo and a Cancer. Show me another card that represents that, please. So we have the Four of Cups reversed. There was no distraction. Ah, okay. Three of Cups reversed. There was no celebrations. Ah, interesting. And lastly, the Two of Cups reversed. There was no relationships. Ah, yeah. So this was like a fail. There was some kind of failment in this situation. Yeah, that's very interesting. That was so bizarre, so chaotic. Guys, I want to do one more what the universe is saying. Then I'll do the dice, and then that'll be it. And oh wow, there was no restrictions for the Hangman. There was no judgment, and there was no wow. This was the incompletion. Wow. Okay, I want to see this again. Universe. See, give me an upright card that represents this from between this relationship. This interesting of how it was. The Knight of Cups is upright. Yeah, here she was having victory on her side. The Six of Swords is upright. Wow. And the Page of Pentacles is upright. Okay, we're kind of like getting somewhere. And I will do one last one. Sorry about this reading that was going over more minutes. Let's see. The Five of Swords reversed. Yeah, so there was no rebalance, like no revenge, so it could be that. The Four of Swords reversed is no recuperation. Ah, I see. And lastly, Three of Swords reversed is there is no heartbreak. Wow, how pathetic. That must be. That must be. I just want to see what this reading was because this was very, very like crucial. So I want to see what was happening one more. Wow. So there was no emperor. So she wasn't even acting like a queen. King of Wands is upright. Wow. So she wanted Leo. She wanted him. And Two of Coins. Upright. Wow. So she wanted the relationship to balance. Is there something that was opposite with that Emperor card? The Ten Pentacles, that's reverse. Okay. What was the opposite of that card, please? The King of Cups is upright. Wow. Yeah, this was like almost like a losing streak. Like she thought that it was Leo all along, and now she thought, well, if I'm not going after Leo, I'm going after Scorpio, or she could be going after Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces in that situation. She thought that she was a working person. But then it all happened in April. Now, what was happening in that situation, right? It was prompting. So I want to see the dice. I don't want to, I want to shuffle. This is one, 3, and 5. So this could be basically, January, it could be March, it could be May in that situation. So that could be the dice. Numerology, it could be 4, it could be 6, it could be 8, it could be 9. These are the numbers that you're trying to remember. Okay, so there we go. So before I let you all go, pay attention about this reading. This is how it is. If you want to make yourself laugh, go ahead, and this is how it is. So thank you very much. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day. Bye for now. Really, bye for now. Thank you. Bye.